In the dark days of World War II, as the storm clouds of conflict gathered over Europe, one military force rose to prominence with unparalleled speed and power: the Third Reich's military juggernaut. Under the ruthless leadership of Adolf Hitler and propelled by advanced technology and deadly weapons, the Wehrmacht carved a brutal path of conquest, altering the course of history. But what was the secret behind their terrifying strength? And how did they manage to change the face of warfare forever? From the menacing Panzer tanks that dominated the entire battlefield to the devastating V-2 rockets that rained destruction from the skies, the Third Reich's technological prowess played a very important role in shaping the course of the conflict. These cutting-edge weapons and tactics allowed the Nazi war machine to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies, leaving a trail of demolition in their wake. As the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill once declared, "Give us the tools and we will finish the job." Join us as we delve into the top 10 most powerful secrets of Nazi science and technology that propelled their reign of terror. Number 10. Revolutionizing warfare. The technological edge of the German army in WW2. During World War II, the German military's technological innovations set them apart, creating a force that was nearly unstoppable. Among their most groundbreaking advancements were the Messerschmitt Me 262 and the V-2 rocket, symbols of their relentless pursuit of technological dominance. The Me 262, the world's first operational jet fighter, reached speeds over 540 mph, far outpacing any Allied aircraft at the time. Designed by Dr. Willy Messerschmitt, the jet's engines were a game-changer. Unfortunately, due to delays and political interference, the first operational Me 262s didn't see action until 1944, by which time the Allied bombing campaigns had already crippled German infrastructure. The V-2 rocket, developed by Wernher von Braun, was the world's first operational ballistic missile. Capable of traveling over 200 miles at supersonic speeds, it became a devastating weapon, launched against Allied cities like London and Paris. Despite its high cost and low accuracy, the V-2 rocket represented a significant leap in missile technology and laid the foundation for future advancements in space exploration. But the Germans didn't stop there. They also developed radar systems like Würzburg, infrared night vision scopes, and precision-guided munitions, all of which advanced modern warfare tactics. Tanks like the Tiger I and Panther revolutionized armored warfare, while innovations like the Sturmgeschütz III and Knickebein radio navigation system laid the base for modern military technologies. Number 9. The birth and execution of the Blitzkrieg strategy in WW2. The Blitzkrieg strategy, meaning lightning war, revolutionized warfare during the early stages of World War II. Developed by military strategists like Heinz Guderian and Erich von Manstein, this tactic emphasized speed, surprise, and the concentrated use of mechanized forces to strike rapid, devastating blows to the enemy. The roots of Blitzkrieg were planted during the interwar years as German military leaders analyzed the failures of World War I's static, trench-based warfare. Influenced by British strategists like B.H. Little Hart and J.F.C. Fuller, Guderian envisioned a mobile and flexible form of combat that integrated tanks, infantry, artillery, and air support to swiftly break enemy lines. The first true test of Blitzkrieg came in 1939 with the invasion of Poland. German panzer divisions, supported by Stuka dive bombers, overwhelmed Polish defenses in just over a month. The speed and shock of the attack sent a clear message. A new era of warfare had begun. In 1940, the strategy reached its peak during the invasion of France. Guderian's panzer divisions executed the daring Sichelschnitt plan, breaking through the Ardennes forest, a region the Allies thought impassable. By the time they realized their mistake, German forces were rapidly advancing toward the English Channel, leading to the evacuation of over 330,000 Allied soldiers at Dunkirk. Blitzkrieg's initial success shocked the world, But as the war stretched into vast territories like the Soviet Union, its limitations became clear. Logistical issues and harsh conditions made it harder to sustain the rapid pace, and the Allies adapted countermeasures, eventually diminishing Blitzkrieg's effectiveness. Number 8. The Iron Titans. The story of the German Panzer tanks begins in the 1930s when Nazi Germany sought to develop a new generation of armored fighting vehicles. Heinz Guderian, a visionary officer, played a key role in shaping the tank corps and the tactics behind their use. Guderian understood that speed, mobility, and effective communication were vital for modern warfare, advocating for the integration of tanks into a combined arms approach, which would later form the foundation of Blitzkrieg. In the early years of the war, German Panzer tanks like the Panzer II, the III, and I-4 spearheaded the invasions of Poland, France, and the Soviet Union. These tanks, while not as powerful as later models, proved effective due to their coordination and speed. The Panzer IV, in particular, became the backbone of the German armored forces, undergoing several upgrades throughout the conflict. However, the German military faced increasing resistance from the Allies and the Soviet Union, especially after encountering the Soviet T-34 tank during Operation Barbarossa in 1941. The T-34's sloping armor, mobility, and powerful gun forced the Germans to develop more advanced tanks. This led to the creation of the Tiger Y and Panther tanks, which fused thick armor and powerful guns to dominate the battlefield. Despite their success, the logistical strains of war, shortages of raw materials, and Allied bombing campaigns hindered German production, and the tank's psychological impact couldn't stop the tide of war. Nonetheless, the Panzer tanks left a lasting legacy, influencing post-war tank design worldwide. Number 7. The Luftwaffe's tactical innovations and aerial supremacy. As World War II loomed, the newly formed Luftwaffe under Hermann Göring quickly became a formidable force, revolutionizing aerial warfare with daring tactics and cutting-edge aircraft. One of its most iconic innovations was the Stuka dive bomber, Junkers Ju-87, designed for pinpoint bombing accuracy. The Stuka's signature near-vertical dive allowed it to release bombs with deadly precision, making it a key weapon in Germany's Blitzkrieg strategy. Pilots like Hans-Ulrich Rudel, the most decorated Luftwaffe pilot, became legends, using the Stuka to devastating effect against Soviet tanks. Its psychological impact, enhanced by sirens known as Jericho trumpets, struck fear into enemy forces, spreading panic across battlefields. The Luftwaffe's dominance was also supported by superior fighters like the Messerschmitt Bf 109 and Focke-Wulf FW 190. Pilots such as Erich Hartmann, with 352 aerial victories, helped establish the Luftwaffe's reputation for invincibility. Moreover, a flexible command structure gave German pilots the autonomy to adapt quickly in combat, maximizing their power. However, as the war progressed, the Allies' overwhelming industrial output and technological advancements, including the jet-powered Messerschmitt Me 262, eventually tipped the scales. Despite their early supremacy, the Luftwaffe couldn't withstand the Allied air campaigns that devastated Germany. Number 6. The U-boat campaign and the Battle for the Atlantic. The Battle of the Atlantic was a pivotal struggle between the German Kriegsmarine and the Allied navies, with the fate of the free world hanging in the balance. At the heart of this contest were the German U-boats, silent, deadly predators that stalked the Atlantic shipping lanes, aiming to sever the lifelines supporting the British Isles. The backbone of the German fleet was the Type 7 submarine, a versatile and powerful vessel armed with torpedoes and a deck gun. Submarine aces like Otto Kretschmer and Günther Prien became legends, their daring attacks wreaking havoc on Allied convoys. The U-boat campaign reached its peak during the Happy Time, July 1940 to October 1941, when German submarines inflicted heavy losses, bringing Britain to the brink of starvation. However, the tide began to turn as the Allies introduced radar, HFDF, Huff-Duff, and long-range aircraft equipped with radar and depth charges. These technologies made it increasingly difficult for the U-boats to operate effectively. In response, the Germans developed the revolutionary Type 28 electroboat, a technological marvel capable of remaining submerged for longer periods. Unfortunately, it arrived too late to alter the course of the war. As the Allies closed in, the once feared U-boat fleet was destroyed or surrendered, ending the campaign. Number 5. The Waffen SS and their role in the German war effort. Born from the shadows of the Nazi regime, the Waffen SS stands as one of the most controversial and storied military organizations of World War II. Initially established as the armed wing of the Schutzstaffel, SS, it evolved into a formidable fighting force known for its fierce combat prowess and unwavering loyalty to Adolf Hitler. However, its dark legacy, tainted by war crimes and its role in the Holocaust, casts a shadow over its battlefield achievements. The Waffen SS was founded in the early 1930s by Heinrich Himmler, who sought to create a loyal and reliable force to protect the Nazi regime. It grew rapidly during the war, eventually numbering over 900,000 members from various occupied European nations. The Waffen SS was known for its rigorous training, high morale, and dedication to the Nazi cause. Elite divisions like the Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, Das Reich, and the 12th SS Panzer Division fought in some of the war's most brutal battles, including the defense of Kharkiv and the Battle of the Bulge. Despite its battlefield reputation, the Waffen SS was also responsible for atrocities, including the massacre of Canadian prisoners at Ardennes in 1944. As the war ended, surviving members faced trials for their involvement in war crimes. The Waffen SS's legacy remains forever stained by its role in the Holocaust and other heinous acts, despite its military contributions. Number 4. The unsung heroes of German logistics and the Opel Blitz. In every victorious military campaign, behind the front lines, there is an intricate system of logistics, often overlooked, but essential for success. During World War II, the German military's logistical capabilities were key to their early successes and sustained combat operations. One of the most vital components of this network was the Opel Blitz, a versatile truck that became the backbone of the Wehrmacht's supply operations. Developed in the 1930s, this rugged vehicle was designed to meet the demands of rapid mechanized warfare. It could transport everything from ammunition and fuel to troops and food, making it indispensable, especially during the harsh conditions of the Eastern Front and North African deserts. Known as the workhorse of the Wehrmacht, the Opel Blitz was capable of traversing difficult terrain, ensuring that the German army's front lines were always supplied. As the war progressed, however, logistical challenges began to mount. The German supply lines stretched too thin, particularly on the Eastern Front, where the relentless Soviet push and vast distances drained resources. The once reliable Opel Blitz, alongside other military vehicles, found itself hampered by fuel shortages and damage from Allied bombing campaigns. Despite initial successes, the Wehrmacht's logistical system was eventually overwhelmed, signaling the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany's war effort. Number 3. The cryptic battles and the secrets of the Enigma machine. In the world of military espionage, one of the most significant and cryptic battles occurred not on the battlefield, but in the realm of intelligence. During World War II, the German military's use of the Enigma machine played a pivotal role in securing their communications. This complex encryption device, developed in the 1920s, used a series of rotors and plug boards to scramble messages, making them seemingly unbreakable. To the German High Command, the Enigma machine was the epitome of secure communication, allowing them to send messages of vital strategic importance, such as troop movements and battle plans, without fear of interception. However, the Allies were not blind to the power of the Enigma. In the early years of the war, Polish cryptanalysts, led by mathematician Marian Rejewski, had already made headway in cracking the code. They shared their findings with the British, who formed a dedicated team of cryptographers at Bletchley Park, including the legendary Alan Turing. Using their mathematical brilliance and innovative computing devices, such as the Bombay, they were able to break the Enigma code, uncovering a wealth of German secrets. The Allied codebreakers' success was nothing short of revolutionary. The intelligence they gathered, known as Ultra, provided the Allies with critical insights into German plans, allowing them to thwart operations and change the course of the war. The breaking of the Enigma code is widely regarded as one of the most crucial intelligence victories of the war, potentially shortening the conflict by several years and saving countless lives. Number 2. The leaders and the iron discipline of the German Army. The German Army of World War II was not only defined by its technology and innovative tactics, but also by its exceptional leadership and rigorous training. Commanders like Erwin Rommel and Heinz Guderian became synonymous with the Wehrmacht's early successes, their names etched in history as master tacticians and military visionaries. It was their leadership, paired with the iron discipline of their soldiers, that made the German army such a formidable force in the early years of the conflict. Rommel, known as the Desert Fox, was a tactician who earned widespread respect for his command of the Afrika Korps. His strategies in North Africa outmaneuvered British forces and turned the desert into a theater of innovation. Rommel's ability to inspire and adapt to ever-changing conditions made him a celebrated figure in military history. Similarly, Heinz Guderian revolutionized modern warfare with his development of Blitzkrieg tactics. A visionary of armored warfare, Guderian's strategies, outlined in his book Achtung Panzer, shaped the German military's approach to rapid and decisive victories in Poland, France, and the Soviet Union. His emphasis on mobility and the integration of air, land, and armor units made the Wehrmacht an unstoppable force. But it wasn't just the leadership that defined the Wehrmacht. German soldiers, known as Lanzer, were subjected to rigorous training, physical and mental conditioning. This discipline, combined with innovative war games and tactical exercises, ensured that the German military was always prepared for battle. Number 1. The Fallen Titan. The story of the German army in World War II is one of immense strategic innovation, tactical brilliance, and a tragic downfall. For all its early successes, the Wehrmacht's eventual defeat can be attributed to a series of miscalculations and overextensions. One of the catastrophic errors was the invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941, codenamed Operation Barbarossa. What began as a swift advance into Soviet territory quickly turned into a grinding and costly campaign. The Germans were unprepared for the vast distances, harsh climate, and relentless Soviet resistance. The German army's logistical systems, initially one of their greatest strengths, faltered under the strain of such a large-scale invasion. The supply lines, which had once been the backbone of their operations, were stretched beyond their limits, causing fuel and ammunition shortages. As the Germans advanced deeper into Soviet territory, they were unable to sustain their momentum. In addition to these logistical challenges, the resilience of the Allied forces, particularly the Soviet Union, the United States, and the United Kingdom, played a crucial role in the German army's defeat. The combined industrial power of the Allies overwhelmed the German war machine. The Allies' ability to mobilize vast amounts of men and material ultimately tipped the scales in their favor, while the Germans found themselves increasingly outmatched and exhausted. The German defeat serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of adaptability in warfare and the danger of overextension. Despite their early brilliance, the Wehrmacht's failure to adjust to the evolving realities of war led to their downfall, underscoring the need for a realistic assessment of one's capabilities and the power of resilience in the face of adversity. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more fascinating content just like this.